everyone, it's Helen. Today I'm going to show you how to make some altered coasters. Again, from the dollar store. They came in packages like this with all different kinds of patterns. I'm going to change them. While I was waiting for the pieces of the lighthouse to dry, I was busy making a couple of other things. I had this tin box that needed altering. So isn't it pretty? It's beautiful. And I used some of the non-clearance trim, some beads that I glued on, and some of those stickers, pearl bead stickers. It turned out really pretty. Last Halloween, I had bought a bunch of these plastic skulls. So, I'm going to alter this one, and this one will be more of the steampunk. So this is just with duct tape, gold duct tape. So I'm going to finish that one. But what I want them to look like, and I painted one like this, is those sugar skulls. I'm not sure what it's going to look like finished. Yeah, I don't know what they can be used for. I'll have to figure that out after. So those are the things I was working on while the lighthouses were drying. And so I will start showing you. This one it's pretty simple technique. There's a lot on YouTube about how to do this. For these, to make these coasters, altered coasters, you need a coaster or two. I thought 4 per package. I'm not sure if that's the norm, but I have a whole bunch of them to make. So what I've done on the coaster is I've added 2 coats of gesso. And next, we're going to add some tissue paper. All you do is you just, if that's not too loud, sorry about that, is you rip little pieces, maybe. And they're not really, these aren't really where they're going to go permanently. I found that the smaller pieces leave less bumps in it or ridges. The tissue paper's all ripped up, and now I'm going to glue it on here. I'm only going to glue it on the top. And well, actually I'll be using Liquitex matte medium for this. It goes on kind of white, but it dries clear. I'll just show you on one. The next step that we're going to do, and I have this one done already, these ones I just put off to the sides, the one I just finished, is I applied a coat of gesso. And you want to be able to push back, and what I mean by pushing back is you want to be able to make these images appear further back. So we're going to add some gesso and push it back even more. So I'll add a second coat on here. As you can see, I've added the gesso to half of it, and you can already see how it kind of pushes the images back. If you find that your gesso is too thick and you can't see the designs at all, what you can do is just take a baby wipe and take some of the gesso off. Now we're going to, that these are dry, I'm going to stamp them. Actually, I'll just do one at a time. I leave these, the bee and the ladybug and stuff, and the words for the very top layer. So this is for the underneath layer. On this one I had used, it's kind of like a harlequin stamp underneath. I may do that one again. I like the way it turned out. And I'll be using archival ink. Now, this ink is permanent, so it doesn't move. If I was to add something over top of it, like another liquid, once the ink is dry, then it's not going to smudge, it's not going to blend in anywhere. It's permanent. You can leave some blank spots. So you're going to be covering it up with another layer of stamps and another layer of gesso. So yeah, I'll just dry this with my heat gun. Now we're going to add another coat of gesso. I find that the harlequin ones here are a little strong, so I might add more than one coat. So I'll dry these real quick. So 3 colors that I used on these ones were Scattered Straw is a yellow, Stormy Sky, and I think it's the Victorian Velvet. But choose any colors that you want. You can use just 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors. Bearing in mind this is distress ink, so it does move, which means once we add the varnish on lastly, chances are the color will move. And now to add the final layer, and I'm going to of stamps, and I'm going to put it in the archival ink. A couple things to note on here. It's very important if you're going to be using words, this one's Follow Your Dreams, to make sure that it goes on straight. I'll show you some examples of the ones that I've done where I've had to fix them. Another thing is if you are going to be using words, to make sure you kind of plan where your stamps are going to go. The reason is if you overdo it with like flowers and dragonflies, you may not have any place to put the words. So you may want to kind of plan that out. And this is important that that your stamps actually will work and that you'll get a good print. So I usually try it on something else, even paper towel, to make sure. Can you see this? See, I have to make sure I have enough ink on the OLL or it won't come on, and you really only have 1 shot at this unless you want to start filling it in with marker. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to make sure that I get a good one. And I think I'll put it on the top because I want to use the flower. When stamping these as well, the corners are kind of beveled down, so you have to consider that when you're stamping. Let's get rid of this, leave it on here. And I'm sorry I don't have the name of the stamp set. When I got it and started using it, I don't necessarily always keep the wrappers, and I didn't think to. I didn't know I'm going to be making videos. And the next one is these flowers. Oh, see, I missed some of it. Oh well. It's not perfect for sure. Or this dragonfly. Yeah, dragonfly will go there. Put it right here. Good. That worked out okay. I couldn't help it. I had to put some ladybugs on there, so I've got a couple in the corner. I've got 3. It's so cute. I also filled in with a little bit of permanent marker here for the leaf. And now I'm going to go around the outside with black paint, being careful not to get the bottom where the coaster part is or the white under here. And just going to add this along the outside. I got the idea from this sponge from another YouTuber, from Karen's Corner. She uses the kitchen sponge, so I tried it and it's awesome. The last part is to add some varnish. And I've been using the Delta Gloss Exterior Varnish. Now remember, when you're adding this, remember that your distress inks are going to move. So you don't want to overwork it. Sorry, I must have got an email. So one swipe will be good. So what do you think? So you just go along the edges with your varnish as well and over top. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you some of the other ones that I've done and give you a few tips on things that I learned along the way. Okay? See you in a bit. Here's 4 that I made. And this is one example where I mentioned to make sure that you get your stamp. If it's a word, to make sure that it's even. It's not at an angle. I guess you could put it at an angle, but for this one, it was crooked and I didn't like it. So I basically had to start over on this one. And I made these 4. On these ones, I was very disappointed in how they actually stamped on here. It didn't stamp very well. The words are kind of faded. And also I colored them in. Originally with paint, and then I used some gel markers to put them in. I used this white Uniball. Yeah, this isn't permanent. Look at the mess it made. So make sure whatever ones that you use are permanent. These ones, they turned out okay though. Not my favorite. Of course, these ones were the original ones. Follow your dreams, wonder. So usually what I did is I stamped follow your dreams on 2 and then wonder on the other 2. These are okay because I love the color purple. So it's do more of what you love and hello sunshine. And one other one I made is do one thing every day that makes you happy and be brave with your life. I really like these. I like the moose. And before you varnish, all kinds of don't do this, don't do that. Before you varnish, make sure your distress ink is dry. Yeah, see, it wasn't here, but you can't really tell. So those are them. And then I had made 4 more of these ones. Wonder and follow your dreams. So they're all a little bit different. They're one of a kinds. And I hope you'll give it a try. And thank you for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.